Hi, I'm Caitlin Parker, and I'm in your English 232 online course. I have pneumonia and bronchitis right now, so please ignore the way I'm talking, and I might be coughing a little bit. But I chose The Story of an Hour by Kate Chopin, and I chose the feminist criticism theory to go along with that. The reason I selected this text and this criticism theory to go together is because they honestly just go hand in hand. There's multiple elements that I will talk about coming up in a few minutes about it. This story just overall just shows how women were oppressed by their husbands, how it was in that time period. So I'll get to that in a minute. I approached this assignment trying to just convey how basically what I just said. They were nothing without their husbands. They were their property. They had, no say so and whatever. So, my first element, sorry about that. My first element was a caged animal. It kind of showed the confinement that women had back in this time period. They were oppressed by their husbands, so they were trapped like an animal in a cage. So when she had found out that her husband had died, it kind of released her from all that oppression. Excuse me. So the animal in the cage just kind of represents that women had really no say so. What their husband said goes, and they have to abide by what they say. She, in the story, while her husband was alive, she was referred to as the wife or Miss Mallard. But whenever her husband wasn't in the picture and she was thinking of her newfound freedom, they were referring to her as Louise. So that just kind of goes to show. But my second element was her heart condition, which they obviously made a very big deal about. It was a big part of the story. The finding out that her husband had died is not what killed her. It was the loss of joy finding out that in fact he had not died. And that goes to show that even no matter how great or how awful their husbands were, they still had no freedom and couldn't do what they wanted. So she died of a literal broken heart because of she got so worked up and then it was all taken away from her. So it's kind of sad. And then the third element is a window of opportunity. When she was in her room going through all of her emotions, she described what she saw outside was like blue sky, fluffy clouds, birds chirping. This all kind of made me think of just joy in springtime. And springtime correlates to, it refers to a new life. So she was thinking about her new beginning, who she is going to be for herself, not as, Mr. Mallard's wife, who she is as a person. So she was just kind of thinking of her newfound freedom looking outside the open window at all the scenery. So I'll go ahead and show you that real quick. Okay. I have to show you one at a time. This is the caged animal. Excuse me. I just picked a bear. This goes to show how women were confined in a cage, like I said, with their trapped, having to do what their husbands say when their husbands say to do it. So I'll move that out of the way. And then I have her broken heart, which just correlates her heart condition and how she died of the loss of joy that she was feeling. So I feel like that has a big deal with everything. And then this is her looking out the window of opportunity, and then the blue sky, or the, just the outside scenery and everything. So I just feel like this story and the criticism theory that I chose just went hand in hand together, and it really portrays how women in that time period were oppressed and that it wasn't healthy, and just how she literally was that upset. If you're that upset over your husband being alive, that goes to show that women are oppressed at times. So, in conclusion, this was my assignment. I'm sorry that I'm a little raspy and my mouth's hurting a little bad. So, thank you for your time.